I've been at COA for 28 years. That's 84 academic terms for anybody that's counting. I worked with Bill Carpenter for, I think it was 13 terms. He was very generous with his time and encouragement. And I'm just going to read a small bit of the novel. A light wind skittered a single dried leaf across the smooth, hardened, well-worn dirt. The leaf came to rest between the old man's shoes. The air was cold. Lovely pulled a harmonica from the right coat pocket and looked it over. He tapped it against his palm a few times to knock out any debris and reached down for the quart of beer between his feet. He drank down the rest of the quart and then held it up against the streetlight below and looked at the dribble in the bottom of the bottle. "You don't have any more beer, do you?" he said hopefully. "Sure, my man. Hey, Lovely needs more beer. Cough it up." Michael reached back and snapped his fingers at someone sitting directly behind him. A near-full bottle appeared from the shadows thrust forth by a black hand. Michael grabbed the bottle and passed it to Lovely. The old man took a swig and then poured a stream of beer into the harmonica, first into one side and then into the other. Michael laughed. "I gots to choke it down," said Lovely. "This here helps me choke it down." "What, the chicken?" said Michael. Cece laughed. "The harp gets a little stiff. This here helps me choke it down," said Lovely. He poured another sloppy splash of beer into the harmonica and enthusiastically plugged the harp into his mouth and sucked the beer out of it. The harmonica wheezed at first as he pulled air across the reeds. Patrick's ear perked up at the sound. Lovely's back straightened like a rod as he warmed up the harp. The music sounded like the wailing of a dog at first, howling from loneliness or hunger, too long tied to a stake in the yard, too often beaten by an unkind master. The old man transformed into another person before their eyes. A rhythm started and grew into an organic machine, like a slow train clanking on tracks made of soul, flesh and bone. Lovely's foot started tapping, first this way and then that, on a perfectly timed offbeat to the harmonica's deeply felt crescendos and diminutions, the old man's song filling the night. Then, as rain will sometimes just appear out of air without wind or storm to carry it in, when the dew point hits just the right spot, the whole group on top of the hill behind the garage at the top of the stairs began to stomp and yelp and clap their hands in a perfectly synchronized and syncopated rhythm to the old man's wail. Lovely picked up on the flush of feeling and soared with it, and now stomping his feet and raising his knees high between each downbeat, rocking back and forth, abandoned himself to each ecstatic, joyful, and sorrowful measure. Patrick found himself clapping and rocking with everyone else, letting the old man lead them, loving him for giving so much of himself to that sound, feeling it in every part of himself, the downbeats and the offbeats, the breath and the breathing. And then Lovely sang. "On down the road where dreams are born, I met the devil, he was full of scorn. He looked at me with that old evil eye. He tried to steal my soul. All I could do was cry." The old man seemed transfixed now, as if he had risen completely above his worldly circumstance, transcended every pain he had ever felt, left them behind with all memory of awful history and all worry for the future and its inevitable outcomes. The whole bloody world fell away from that old man's soul as he dug deeper into the music and the sound. Then from the east came a thundercloud, sweet Jesus lightning called my name out loud, and the thunder growled and the rain did pour, and that old devil, I ain't seen him no more. And Lovely played the harmonica like a fierce, growling dog, 7 generations wild, all teeth and bloody snot and gruesome, vicious truth. And then he played like a child swept up in a perfect day, where excitement and pure joy washed over him. Patrick was entranced. He felt himself in a dream of contentment like none he'd ever experienced, one in which he felt he could not move for fear of waking or disturbing the spell. And as easily as this old man had appeared, and they had soared with him on wings of music into utter bliss, the music came to the softest and quietest of endings, like a leaf falling, hovering for a moment above the ground on a cushion of air, and settling almost imperceptibly down. I'd like to just say quickly, and I never could say it in words, even a million of them, that this is an extraordinary institution, and I am profoundly grateful for having been here for this long, for the students that have been through, these students, the faculty who are amazing, the staff, the trustees, everyone that's been a part of this place. I can't even say it in words, but thank you. Thank you.